food that's produced makes it to the people who need it most. Manufacturers and retailers of food have a role to tackle food waste head on.
The challenge for food producers is absolutely enormous. 1.3 billion tonnes of food goes to waste every single year globally. In Australia, we waste 7.6 million tonnes of food every single year. It is critically important for industry to see that there is a solution. Time is of the essence.
Kellanova, the iconic cereal manufacturer, is approaching the challenge on multiple fronts. And as consumers, we may have a role to play too.
Food waste for us is something that we want to get to zero. But, you know, there's the practical realities of sort of making food in quite a large facility is that you're not going to be able to get everything down to zero. We've got a global ambition of 50% reduction in food waste by 2030. How can you minimise food waste? It can be through making sure that you've got the right energy consumption, the right process control parameters, the right ways to cook the food. The 1% and 2% all add up. When you sort of multiply those out, they can make a really, really big difference.
Approximately 300,000 cereal boxes are packed per day from the botany plant. And that's not a surprising number, given Australians have grown up with Kellogg's. At the botany plant in Sydney, most of the Australian cereal comes from here, which is the oldest Kellogg's factory.
So the botany plant's been here for 96 years. There's a real passion from our people, whether it's our engineers that are maintaining the line or installing new equipment, or whether it's our operators that are, you know, running cookers to cook rice bubbles or cornflakes.
To store our food in the best possible condition with less chance of it being wasted requires the very best in science packaging. And Kellogg's has the man for the job. You're really passionate about packaging.
Yes, I am.
Why do you love it so much?
I was born into it. I was born into the packaging industry.
Dave, is there a lot of science behind food packaging?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot that goes into this, what is seemed a simple plastic bag. This is what keeps your freshness of your product inside. When a consumer opens it, you get that chocolate smell. You get that aroma. Yeah. You just
smells like my childhood.
Yeah, it does.
The air inside is pretty important.
We're actually protecting the food inside that it doesn't get crushed so that you don't get a bag of crumbs.
Is it just good design?
It's through the design of the films. This base film is a high-density polyethylene-based film. And what we do is we add components into that to give us a better oxygen barrier.
The oxygen in the bags not only protects the cereals from breaking, it also locks in the flavour. Smells really, that's citrusy.
Yeah, the Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
You want that flavour to come forward.
We've all seen use by and best before dates on our food. Use by is the product expiry date. But what exactly is best before? Do we have to throw out our food after that date?
Best before doesn't mean that the food is no good past the best before date. It just means that that's when it's at its optimum.
A use by is you don't go past it. So we don't have use bys on our products. We have best befores.
It's an incredibly clean factory, Dave.
It is, and something we're really proud of. You know, to get into this factory, it's very strict. You know, what you have to wear, our safety gear that we have, the sanitising that we do.
It's a huge factory. How important is the engineering and maintenance?
They're critical. They're critical for us. We're lucky with the team that we have. The maintenance and engineering teams are so passionate about our business. This is an old plant. It's been here for a long time on the original site. They maintain it so well. They invest back into it. You know, we retrofit machinery to be more modern. The sustainability is the huge piece. You know, we're part of the National Packaging Recycling Scheme. We're continually optimising packaging and the amount of packaging that we use. We're constantly trying to reduce the amount of soft plastics that we put into the market. They're the big changes that are happening, and it's all about making everything more sustainable.
I did have one more question.
Yep.
Are you wearing the same hat as Coco? Having the right amount of ingredients for the next batch must surely be a challenge. You need to forecast how much cereal people are going to eat next year. Ben, your job is to predict the future, basically. How on earth do you know what people are going to want to eat?
Look, Jo, it's a bit of an art and a science. So we do look at trends. We also talk a lot with our customers, what they're seeing, and then we come up with a longer term forecast that gets adjusted every 3 months.
They are producing product at huge volumes, and that means it's really hard to forecast exactly how much food you're going to sell. You always have to have enough there to stock the shelves. Some products may move faster than others.
And Yume has absolutely been instrumental for us to be able to unlock that versus where we were, 2 years ago.
So Yume is an end-to-end clearance platform for the sale and donation of surplus food. So any food that might end up going to waste for a number of different reasons. I wanted to develop something that was seamless, automated, really easy to use, and that could capture every single part of the food clearance process and make sure there was no more leakage.
The objective of our partnership is to really identify where we have had excess or surplus stock and find the right avenue to ensure that it doesn't go to waste.
These guys are leading the way in sustainability and finding meaningful and lasting solutions for food waste in Australia and hopefully further afield.
Globally, food waste is a huge problem, and consumers have a role to play at home as well. Even if that means being a little bit creative with what we've got left in the cupboard.